Okay, so you get some of the underpinnings of Tinker, and this is one of the cases that I'd like you to brief one of your options. For next week, I'd like you to write a brief for either Tinker or Hazelwood, which is also one of tonight's readings, or one of the two of the court cases for next week, Goss or TLO, Goss v. Lopez or TLO. Of those four, it's in your syllabus: Tinker, Hazelwood, Goss, or TLO. I'd like you to write a brief on one of those four. We'll take a look at it, we'll talk through it, make sure you're on the right track with things. As you're going through the case law, it's very helpful to write a brief on these. It kind of synthesizes your thoughts, but take a look at the syllabus. There are an awful lot of cases, so I'm not expecting each of you to do every case. So I want a couple things to happen for the rest of the night tonight. This is the last time I'm going to talk with you. I'm going to give you the rest of the evening to do with as you see fit, but I'm going to have a couple of suggestions for you. A couple of things. One, before you leave tonight, I would like for all of you to discuss the Tinker case together. Kind of look at what are the pertinent facts, why was the decision made the way it was made. Kind of talk yourselves through that case brief section. What is the pertinent issue? What's being decided here? What was decided and why? Talk through that reasoning process as it revolves around Tinker. Again, Tinker is probably, to me, the most significant case as far as students' rights are concerned. Everything else kind of flows from that in one way or another. So think about it in those terms. But take a look at Tinker, and I'd like you to talk about that tonight for a few minutes. Read through the Tinker case. It's not real huge. It's probably about eight or 9 pages. It shouldn't take you real long to get through that. But talk through then with each other what the significant parts of that case are. Next, I'd like you to take a look at the syllabus and go through the cases, at least for the next couple of weeks, for your own sanity. And I know, Matt, you're not going to be able to be here on the 10th, so I really want you to go through at least the 10th as far as cases that you're going to divide up. So, for example, we have next week we're doing Goss, Wood, TLO, Ingraham, Earls, Thompson. Everybody pick one. Do a brief on that. I want everybody to do one on either Tinker, Hazelwood, Goss, TLO, but everybody choose one of the other ones as well, and then continue into July 10th. Break those down. You'll see them listed on the website under each course, under each class. You'll see all those cases listed. Some of them are a page and a half. Some of them are 30 pages. Don't look at how long they are before you raise your hand to do that particular case, because some of the one-page cases can be pretty complex, and they're not always as clear-cut as they seem. So just take a look at that. But go through and maybe if you want to number off 1, 2, 3, you get every 6th one or whatever it is. I'm fine with that. What I want you to do, though, is get in the practice of briefing those cases as you go along. What my goal is instead of everybody reading every case, you read some of the cases there, and then we'll talk about each of the cases, and we'll take turns in debriefing those cases as they come about as part of our conversation on those evenings where we cover them. So I would like us to get through those. The July 10th, Matt, I'm going to try to videotape it for you if I can. I'm going to take a look into that and see what we can do to record that, because Tom's going to be there, Tom Pletz, our guest speaker, and I'm really hoping that he can shed some light on some things for us. But what I'd like you to do is divide up tonight who's going to do which cases, and highlight, write them down, whatever you need to do. I'm fine with however you want to break it down, but I want everybody to have an opportunity to do several cases over the course of the class, so that you get that practice in. If you happen to, one strikes your fancy, you happen to know about it or whatever, go ahead and choose it. However you want to divide it up is fine with me. But I want everybody to have an opportunity to do that. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to turn you loose. I'm going to have you discuss the Tinker case, work on that brief for yourselves, and if all of you want to turn in a brief on Tinker, I'm okay with that. If all of you want to turn in the case a brief on TLO, I'm okay with that. Whatever it is. But I want you to have that practice. And then occasionally I'll pick up a brief over the next couple of weeks, take a look at it, make sure you're on the right track, you're following the process, so you get the full percentage points for having done that exercise. So let's go through that, divide up the cases for yourselves, take a look at the post reading for the class. Tonight's post reading is chapter 3. That covers a lot of the things that we've talked about tonight, or that the cases cover tonight, but then gets into the next group of cases we're going to talk about next week as regards to due process. We are going to talk again next week about freedom of expression. We'll break down these cases a little bit, talk about those in an exchange, not just you looking at my ugly mug on the camera. So let's plan on that. You have your assignment for the rest of the night. I wish you well this week. I look forward to seeing you live and in person on July 3rd. Wish me well at the gaming tables. Thanks. I'll see you next week.